Good morning to yet again a beautiful bright Wednesday morning where we talk about family issues. Today we talk about very special, I would like to call them, and very society calls them vulnerable, but I would like to say special and special needs children, and how to help them to build their minds, to build their charisma, to build their emotions. We're going to be able to have a conversation on this show that probably will change how you look at vulnerable children, and because that's what we've labeled them. But I would like to call them special or special needs children, those that have been neglected, those that have diseases. May not just be HIV, may be sickle cells, because when you see a sickle cells child, they're really small and cringed in, and so you may start to hate them for nothing. Come, it's just a disease. Those with several diseases, those that have been neglected, those that have been thrown on the streets, those that have been trafficked, those that that have been orphaned. So this morning we're talking about special needs children, and welcome to the Family Talk Show. Good morning. All right. We had already said that good mornings, the how are yous, the are you fine? I'm sure that you are well wherever you are, in your office, in your home. If you're catching Family TV on the Family TV app, then you're welcome to enjoy the Family Talk Show this morning. Again, we're talking about special needs children. And today, to have that conversation is Jovan on my right and Faith on my left. We'll start from Jovan, of course, because Jovan is the most important person here. Faith is just a caretaker, and so because he is the focal point for this show, we'll start with him. Jovan, what is your name, school, class, and where do you stay? Tell us a little bit about yourself and what do you enjoy to do?
My name's Jovan Sechide from Byarugaba. I've just finished my senior for my vacation. I was from St. John's Senior Secondary School, Byarugaba.
Okay. What do you enjoy to do?
I enjoy listening to music, watching movies, football.
Music, football. Music, football, movies. Anything else? So can we say that your talent is football? You're good at football?
Not very much.
Have you discovered your talent yet?
No.
Not yet. We will discover that talent. Perhaps after the show, I'll be helping Jovan to discover his talent. Let's get to the left. Faith, who is a caretaker and has an international organization where she helps these young special needs children to grow and develop and share love in that community. Faith, tell us about yourself, but also more about your organization.
Yes, I'm Faith, Tumwine, Byarugaba. Tumwine is mine, Byarugaba is my husband.
Okay. You're married?
Yes, I am married.
With how many children?
6 years in November. I have 2
Congratulations.
daughters.
Only daughters?
Yes, the sons are coming.
Okay.
Yes,
All the sons are already here to take away your daughters?
No, not really.
So you don't
but
have
yeah, we have to work something out.
Okay, all right.
Yes, so I work with Christ Hope International.
Okay.
And I've been working with Christ Hope International for 6 years. Yes, it will be 6 years in September.
Did you find the husband at Christ Hope?
No.
Because you're married 6 years, you work with Christ Hope for 6 years?
No, I actually joined Christ Hope when I was dating him. So when I joined Christ Hope, we just wedded. 2 months.
Okay, what does Christ Hope do?
Yeah, Christ Hope is a Christian international organization. It's
Okay.
an NGO. Yes, and we focus more on caregiving. Yes, caregiving. And the world calls them vulnerable. We call them valuable.
Valuable.
Yes.
That's another word. Yeah.
Yes, so it's OVC. People say orphans and vulnerable children. We call them our valuable children. OVC, our valuable children.
That is strong. Our. That
Yes.
means that everyone, it's inclusive, that these children are actually ours.
They are
We
ours.
have the responsibility
Yes.
over the children, yeah.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
We have the responsibility, but we make sure that the parents, the families from which the children come from, are also rightly involved because these are their children.
Yeah.
They birthed them, they brought them on earth. They
Ah,
are
okay,
their relatives.
so Christ Hope is not residential. It's not like a rehabilitation home.
Yeah.
It's not a home where people come and sleep.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yes, we take care of children, but from their homes.
Nice.
Yes,
Okay.
from their homes. We do the visits. From there, we visit
You
them
go
at-
to their homes, yeah.
Yes, to their homes. We talk to their parents about the well-being of the children. We go to the schools and talk to the teachers.
Yeah.
Yes, and also at the center, we also talk to them. So
What does the center look like? Because I'd imagine if it has no sleeping, no home area, it would probably have just offices. Where do the children play? Is there a place for that? What does the place look like?
yeah, actually, it's called a ministry care point.
Ah, okay.
Yes, so ministry care points are in a ministry center. A ministry center has 5 ministry care points, a maximum.
5, huh?
5 ministry care points, a maximum. At the moment, we are at 3. We have
Okay.
3 ministry care points.
And each country, because you said you're international, each country needs to have 5 ministry
No.
care points.
No,
So Uganda has 3.
3. Okay, what I'm saying is that if in an area you make 5, that becomes a center. If you open up in Ginger and you have 5, that's another center.
So an office. So a care point is like an office.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So okay, our ministry care point is a group of 50 children. 50 children for caregivers. Everything is about care.
4 caregivers.
Yes.
Just 4 for 50.
4 for 50.
Hey.
So every caregiver has 12 or 13 children.
Okay,
So, yeah,
okay.
So that's fair.
And those so many?
No. You've seen teachers in class with 50 children, 100
No, but this is
children.
care. This is different from saying A, B, C, D. You say A and they say A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now these children are grouped according to their ages.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it is easy for a caregiver to give the care to the children.
Okay,
And
because
they
you
are
specialize
few.
in needs, yeah.
Yeah, they are few because we want the caregiver to know each child, know the needs of the child, understand the child. Yes, so every child has a caregiver.
Wonderful. Probably the home to visit in this season. If you want to sponsor or do they do those things, sponsoring what?
Yeah, and we are locally fundraising. Yes, we are locally fundraising.
Okay, so if you'd like to be as generous as the Lord leads, Quest's Hope.
International.
Christ Hope International is a place for you to visit in Byarugaba. But now let's get into the gist of this conversation. Jovan has a story. I would like to hear it. I would love to hear it. That's why I've kept it for the show. I haven't had it. I'm excited to hear it. I hope that you are excited to hear his story and how Christ's Hope, the ministry and the caregiving helped him to recover from his so many things that he was passing through. I imagine that he has so many things. If he doesn't even have there's so many things, well, we'll also be here to hear his story. So Jovan, tell us your story.
My story, once again, I'm Jovan Sechide from Byarugaba. As I joined Christ Hope in 2015,
Okay.
about September, when I was 10 years old. Before I joined Christ Hope, my mom was a vendor lady who was selling charcoal. She always struggled to pay my school fees ever since I was young, from primary. In nursery, I studied for free because I was studying from a church.
Okay.
Then I went to primary where she started
Paying, yeah.
my school fees. But every time they used to send me home back home for school fees. Sometimes I missed lessons. At our school, food was just paid, but me I was not paid for food.
Okay. How many are you at home? How many siblings are you?
We are 5.
5 siblings.
Yeah.
From mommy.
Yeah. No, from mommy we are 3.
Okay.
From dad we are 5.
Okay. Where's daddy?
Dad is dead.
Okay. So you've told us your journey up to when did daddy die?
He died in 2012.
Okay, so is that when the struggling started, or even before that?
Before that, it was not very much.
Okay, because he used to support.
Yeah.
All right. So when daddy leaves,
the struggling,
started.
yes.
Okay. Still, you stay in Byarugaba.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when I was in P6 when I joined Press Hope.
Okay.
They started paying my fees.
Oh yeah.
I joined the company of children at Press Hope. I was shy, but I was.
You look shy, you guy. You're shy. Even your voice is so low. You're really shy.
Yeah, but I was not like this by the time I joined Press Hope.
Oh yeah.
I don't.
Now the confidence has come.
Yeah, I don't think I could even stand up in front of this camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
But right now, I've just started coming up with the confidence. Even at the moral side.
The what?
Moral side.
Ah, the morals. Okay.
Yeah, I was not a very good boy at home.
We won't ask what you were doing, but anyway, yeah.
But Christ is hope due to the caregiving and counseling. I've went on improving my morals.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that's it. Tell us about joining. How did you join Christ Hope, and how did you discover that there's an organization that exists or that has started that they're willing to support me as a child?
I had no idea of joining Christ Hope, and I had no idea of it.
What happened? How did you join?
My mother just was the one who knew about it.
So she came back home one day and said, "Children, we're joining Christ Hope." Oh, it was only you.
It was only me at my home.
Okay.
When there's Auntie Juliet who came home.
Auntie Juliet also is from Christ Hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
She came home, took my photos, my name, and I felt something. It was like a film. Then she took it. Another day she called and that I had to go there at the ministry care point. That's how I joined Christ's Hope.
Okay, I probably won't cry because we are on TV, so we will not be crying here. But we'll go for a very short break. When we return, we'll getting into the care that is given to vulnerable children. And we've had Jovan's story. And probably you have someone in your community that you abuse every single day because they are the way they are. Yeah. And they can't even do anything about it. Let's go for a break. When we come back, we'll delve into his emotions and what the parents ought to do in an era where we have children like this in our community. And I know there are many. Good morning.
In the world in which I lived by then, there was no nursery school in our area. We couldn't hear about them. Those days, you would have basically 3 clothes. The one you use for everyday work, and then the one you keep for Sunday.
I asked some of my friends, whom I knew used to go to Chevambe every weekend. I tried to describe it. They said, we know that girl.
Things of this world really don't matter so much to me. Yes, I need them, but they really wouldn't take me away from God.
I was born under a mango tree, but the mango tree is since gone.
Welcome back from that very short break. My name is John Nkore, and today we talk about vulnerable children. We have shared the story from Christ's Hope International, where They gather children and they settle them in and they have fellowship with them, teach them morals. Jovan has shared a story with us that they teach them morals. They I'm hoping that they do the word of God. Do they do that? Hey, wonderful. Because what better way do you teach morals apart from the Bible? I'm sure that there is food, because Jovan was saying there is food, but there's good food there. But we would like to get into it, not just from Christ, but from the perspective of parent to child. I know that sometimes we judge people for just who they are.
Yeah.
Let's get into it straight. What would help to stop the attitude towards these children? Or how do we change the attitudes of people to look at vulnerable children or valuable children as normal human beings in our community?
Yeah. The change begins with us. The change begins with us. You see, the mistake people do is looking at children as children.
Oh yeah?
Looking at a child and you just see as a child.
Yeah.
These people are normal. These children are actually
full human beings.
Yes, they are full human beings. They are mature. Yes, they are mature. If you talk to the child would understand.
Yeah.
Actually, it is easy for a child to tell that this one loves me and the other one
doesn't
love me. This one cares and the other one
doesn't
care. And that is where the problems we have in homes, in communities begin. A child will run away from home because they didn't feel cared for.
Yeah.
They didn't feel loved. They didn't feel wanted. That small handshake, that small hug you give a child is a very big thing in the life of this child. They will go and tell someone out there that Uncle John is my friend. What?
Yeah.
Just because Uncle John gave that child a hug.
Yeah.
So most of the children are ignored. Something like that.
Yeah.
So the parents out there have no time for the children. The siblings, most of the children just grow. They are not raised.
Yeah.
Yes, they
It's
just
growing and raising.
Yes.
And I think it was this past week on Twitter where we were saying our members of parliament didn't get the right raising because they're talking about the sexual offences bill, and they were removing that consent thing. Anyway, that's the thing that is really disturbing us in this era. So we need to raise our children instead of just letting them to grow through society, through age, through time.
Yes, and when they are left to just grow, anyone will and anything will take up the opportunity to do the raising. And it may not be the right raising. Yes, it may not be the right one. Internet, society, other children out there, other people,
bad uncles and bad aunties.
They will do the growing. The child will just grow because they have not been raised. They have not been touched.
But by the time, I was thinking, by the time the child leaves home, there's a tough reason they're leaving home. What are some of the reasons that you face at child's home? Reasons why this child is leaving home? I mean, they're not orphaned, they are not diseased, but they're just leaving home.
Yeah, like I told you, children leave home because some children leave home because of the raising. Okay, they are growing, they have been through. They have not been talked to. Children have not been shown the love. Then some children have no meals. Some of the children, you see.
Okay, so they are hungry.
Sometimes it's because of the situation.
And they're looking for food.
Yes, and some are looking for love. I've seen children who run away from home because they didn't feel wanted. But then there's food at home. The child can eat. The child can go to school, but they don't feel wanted. It's better at the street where they'll find a friend and just go on with them.
Jovan, I know that your story is not a story of neglect. Your story is a story of circumstance. Daddy left and life happened. Yeah.
Yes.
And so many stories are like that. But I'm sure you've experienced people and children who have been left, who have been beaten and they leave home, or who have been left on the street alone. Yeah. What would encourage the child from a child's perspective? What would encourage the child for love? What shows? What does a child need to see that they are loved?
The child needs to see you as a person doing yourself, wants to see you yourself showing him or her love.
What are some of the ways that you want to be loved as a child?
As a child,
Is food enough? Is a hug? Because Faith has talked about hugs, food. Are there things like those that are indicators that I am loved?
yes.
Or what shows that you are loved? What would you like to see that you are loved?
Taking care of you.
Mm.
Yeah, some things like hugs, handshakes.
Children love hugs. I've had the word hug here.
Yeah.
Handshakes, food.
Care.
Buying you a new shirt, perhaps,
Yeah,
because that
and
would be
also
care.
affirming it. Telling
Eh,
Jovan, I
saying
love
it.
it. Yeah, saying it.
Mm.
Most parents don't say that to their
Oh
children.
yeah, parents are shy. My goodness, my father. I don't remember the last time he said I love you, and I know he loves me, but I love you.
Yes,
For my
and
father.
sometimes it is the children who start it, who initiate the love
okay.
thing. I
Okay.
love you, mommy, and you say it back, I love you too. But then it is very, very, very scarce to find parents. So maybe now they have started.
Not just scarce. It is strange.
Yes.
It is strange. Have you had mommy say that she loves you,
A long time ago.
and yet you know that mommy loves
And I'm
you?
sure he can count the times.
How many times? Can you count them?
I don't remember.
Man, you need to say that you love your children. That's the
Yes.
only way they will know that they are loved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so what ways can we love our children? Because I know that African parents say, if I paid for your school fees, that's it. If if you have a meal at home, that's it. In what practical ways can we love children apart from just doing the basic school
Yeah.
fees and food?
Yeah. You talk to them. Give them time.
Mm.
I'll give an example of a child. I'll not mention the name.
Yeah, please,
But
thank
maybe
you.
I'll say son.
Mm.
Something son.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this child was so hard. He was so difficult. At the
He
ministry,
had a hard heart.
very hard.
Mm.
He was so difficult at the ministry care point, but also at school and even in the community. And it's because of the circumstances in which he grew.
Mm.
Yes, so he grew up watching, seeing the father beat the mother, and he was practicing this beating on other children.
Yeah.
And he would tell teachers at school.
Mommy beats daddy.
One day he told the teachers, "Nze sina gwentia, nze sina gwentia kuja kwa Auntie Faith." Like he could abuse anyone apart from Auntie Faith.
Yeah.
And that is me.
Because Auntie Faith has shown that love is possible.
Yes, because
Yeah.
I used to sit. He was in my care group before becoming the OVCCC. I was a caregiver, and he was part of my care group.
Okay.
And I used to listen to him,
Yeah.
David. Oh, I mentioned the name.
No, it's okay. No one knows the David.
Yeah, no one knows the Davids. The Davids are very many out there.
Yeah.
So David, sit down and tell me why you're behaving like that, what, and shed tears and tell you, Auntie, I will not do it again.
Yeah.
Auntie, thank you for this. One day they caught him writing cheats
Yeah.
to Auntie Faith.
Yeah.
So I told him, get out of the class and take that cheat.
Yeah. To Auntie Faith.
Yeah, take it to her and come back.
Mm.
So he missed like a lesson, an hour off.
Yeah.
Yeah, to take the shit to Auntie Faith. But then this comes back to love. Like listening. Just give the child time.
Yeah.
Yes, to just talk. Those children are suffering with things. That's why sometimes they run away from home. Sometimes they confide in other people, like confide in a neighbor, confide in a friend. And sometimes these people are not good people. They can lead them astray.
Because you don't know who your neighbor is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why if they tell you your child is actually taking alcohol, your child is smoking, you will not believe. Why? Because you've not had time with your child to study and understand who your child is. So giving them time. Even as adults, we want the time. Like I said, if you look at a child as only a child, you're
because they are full human beings and they understand.
Yes, these children have emotions. These children have emotions. They know who hates them. They know who loves them. Sometimes we love adults, we love silently. And for them, they will not understand it.
And they need to,
want you to
they need
love
to
them.
hear it.
They need to
see
hear
it.
it,
Yeah.
and they need to see it. Yes. They need to hear it and see it.
Wonderful. Jovan, as we conclude, what is done at Christ's Hope, because we've talked about Christ's Hope, what is done at Christ's Hope that you would like to see in our communities? Because I can imagine there's a lot of love at Christ's Hope, at the care point. There's so much things that happen there. What are some of the things that are done there that you'd like to see done in families so that they can improve how they show love to their children?
Yeah, Christ's Hope there is listening to children, which is not mostly done at home. Another one is giving children time.
Okay.
And
What's that? Time to play?
yeah,
You
no,
like to play?
They have time to play and do other things. Teaching them about good and showing them how they can overcome some circumstances according to the Bible.
That is key. Bible study. Yeah.
Yeah. Another one is okubabuulirira.
Counseling. Yeah.
Counseling them, telling them what is right, what is
What's
wrong,
wrong? Yeah.
what you should do and what you should not do. Another one is taking them to school, because some parents don't take their children to school.
Yeah.
At school, there you can learn some, apart from the school, apart from the class, you can learn other things, cooperation with others, morals, because in school you can't just behave.
Yes, you need to behave right. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for sharing your story and your time with us. And something really key that I pick from today's conversation is time with the child is important.
Yes.
However problematic they are, time with the child. David's example, the guy who has a hard heart and just needs someone to just listen and pay attention. And pay extra attention. I mean, people pay attention, but the extra attention for him to break down and share his story and recognize that it's not his burden, but that God takes care of that burden. Of course, we would like to appreciate Christ's Hope for such a wonderful job they do, and not just taking care of the children and counseling, but that a key thing to do even for children is reading the Bible to them. And teaching them the way of the Lord. That is very, very important. That also Jovan has attested to here on this.
That's the real care.
Yeah, that's actually the real care according to Faith. That to take care of a child is to actually share with them the gospel, the good news, because that is the lesson that they will never refrain from. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you can buy that child a Bible today. If you have a valuable child in your community today, buy them a Bible, pay attention to them because they need it. It is important. The other day we learned that when you're taking care of a child, you're taking care of the next president, the next doctor, the next teacher, the next MP, the next anyone. So take care of your children and have a brilliant morning.